Hi guys, my name is Lauren and today, what are we doing today? Today we're doing the spring cleaning book tag. I was tagged to do this by Leanna from Leanna's Library. We'll link her video in the description box. And the original creator, hi Nosy, and the original creator was Jen from Book Syrup, and I will tag her video down in the description box as well. First question, the struggle of getting started. A book or a book series that you have struggled to begin because of its size. So for this one, I have a couple of options. Firstly, I'm going with The Name of the Wind by the Rothfuss. This book is just freaking huge. I have several copies of it because what I've read so far, I loved it. But just for some reason, it's just BookTube has made me very cognizant of the amount of time I spend reading. So I have like a book this size and I'm like, but I could read like 6 YA books in the time it takes me to read this. I could read like 8 paranormal romance books in the time it would take me to read this. I could read like that. So I don't know where that came from, because I used to love just sitting down with a big book because I like having the same story in my hands for that amount of time. But just BookTube has kind of ruined that for me, because I'm like, wait, but then I won't have one book to talk about in my wrap up. Ain't nobody gonna like that. I need it. Yeah. So also even bigger is American Gods by Neil Gaiman. This one I also love. It's like very meandering and it's very weird, and I think it will make a good like RPG game, and I love it. But bitch, is so big. Do I have another? This is the other copy I have of it. This is a bind up of American Gods and the Nancy Boys. But I suspect the writing is very small because look how little this book is. And this is just American Gods. So, I also want to read it so I can watch a freaking TV show. But I refuse to watch a TV show until I finish the book. And I'm only like page 97. I started this before the TV show came out. And I was just like, but this is going to take me so long though. So yeah. Then there a series that'll take me a while to read, I fear, because the books and the series itself is a little chunkers. Well, the books make the series a chunkers. Song of Ice and Fire series. This is the first book, book 1, Game of Thrones. This is the illustrated one, and I always open it up to this page because I fucking love Drogo. And I know that their story is not as... it's not even all that romantic like low-key in the show. And I know it's a little harsher in the book, especially because of the age difference and stuff. But I love him so much. I haven't read the book yet, so I don't know if I would like him in the book. But I'm going to, and I have, I think, all except the last one. And I think he just put out, or he's about to put out, Daenerys's, like, their family history. That book is either out now, it just came out, or it's about to come out, and I want it. That means I gotta read this one, but I don't think it'll spoil anything considering it's like before this took place. But since of course Daenerys and Drogo are my favorite characters for a book that I have not read yet because I'm fucking ridiculous, I want it. That series in and of itself is not big, but because all the books are kind of big, this series just looks 30 times bigger than it is to me. Question number 2, cleaning out the closet. Now the Eminem song is going to be stuck in my head. What is a book or series that you want to unhaul? I keep buying these and unhauling them, and then I'm like, but I really should attempt to read them. And then I realize it's BookTube that's making me want to read them because everybody's obsessed with these books. And I have the other series, like the spin-off series, and I like her writing. The things that happened in book 1 that carried over, like that whole like are we related, are we not thing, drove me kind of insane, and I didn't like it. So I didn't read the next ones because I spoiled myself on purpose to find out if that got rectified, and it didn't in enough time to please moi. And I knew it was gonna make me crazy, so I didn't read it. And then I buy them again. I'm like, you just buying them because of BookTube, and then I unhaul them, and then I buy them again. When I finally unhaul them, I'm not buying these fuckers anymore. And then there's also the Hunger Games series. I think I bought these because of BookTube as well. I didn't even really like the movies all that much. I don't like the way it ended. I don't like who she ended up with. I have no desire to read these. I don't know why I own them, but now that I own them and they're in such good condition, I don't really want to get rid of them, but she ain't gonna read these at all. 4, washing out sheet. That says sheet. Sheet stains. It's still fucking gross, but whatever. Washing out sheet stains. A book you wish you could rewrite a certain scene in. I skipped one. 3, opening windows. Let's do that one first. Opening windows and letting fresh air in. A book that was refreshing. For this, I picked Nyxia by Scott Rankin. I picked this because I love sci-fi, but books and sci-fi is kind of hard to pull off for me because trying to describe everything that's so awesome visually can sometimes come off clinical or dry or like a manual. So it's hard to do sci-fi well, and then it's really hard to do YA sci-fi well, and I get caught up on details like something you can't hear explosions in space. I'm that person. I'm very much that person. But Nyxia is done very well. I really, really love the characters. It has this mix of like these teenagers from different ethnicities and backgrounds, and just the main character, Emmett, is this kid from Detroit, and he's very just like urban and gritty, and you can tell he grew up in a shitty area, and just like so many things with this character and his family I could relate to. It just like blew my mind. So I really, really enjoyed this book. I read it in the midst of a slump, so it took me forever to read it, but she loved it. Now it's the sheet stains book. A book you wish you could rewrite a certain scene in. For that, I picked The Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. Do I want to say? I guess I have to. Well, okay. Spoilers. So, go wait till I put the book down if you haven't read it. The scene where Akiva, where he cut off all contact, or like when he like blew up the doors, and then him and Crew found each other. Can we just undo that, please? Don't leave any spoilers in the comments because I haven't finished the second book or read the third book yet. So the second book is so angsty. But if I could just redo that and just like push them together quicker. 5, throwing out unnecessary knickknacks. A book in the series you didn't feel was necessary. Anywho. Number 6, polishing the doorknobs. A book that had a clean finish. That one's really hard for me because I mostly read series. I very rarely read a standalone. It's because I'm the kind of person that just, whenever I enjoy a book and it's a good book, which I want to do when I read the book, I'm gonna want more of it. So I tend to read series because if I like it, then I get these characters in this issue for more books. I ended up though picking Wildfire by Alana Andrews, the third book in the Hidden Legacy series. This is White Hot, the second one. My Wildfire is over there somewhere in paperback, so I'm just holding up this one. This is one of my urban fantasy series that I talk about all the time, and I freaking love it. Alana Andrews can do no damn wrong. I don't care what you say. In this series, one thing I love about Alana Andrews and her characters is that like once they're together, then they kind of stay together. They don't have that back and forth angsty get together on and off again stuff. They stay together and then they take on challenges and things together, and they have their fights, but they handle it like adults and work it out and go on to kick the bad guy's ass. So that I really enjoy. There is always like an overarching plot thing that kind of goes over the entire series, and then there's little issues and mysteries in each book that they deal with, so that we kind of like didn't necessarily resolve the overarching plot thing, but it's one of those like, it's one of those situations where you're like, all right, now we've moved into a place we can handle it. It's good. So it leaves it so that there's room for more if they want to write more, but it's still resolved it like rather nicely to where the only reason I want more of them is because I like the character so much, and so I'm like, no, don't like, I want to know exactly how they won the thing because I'm not ready to let go yet. So that is as clean an ending as I can come up with, because a lot of the series that I really, really, really love, most of them aren't finished yet, or I haven't finished them yet. The ones that are done yet, I didn't tend to like the way they wrapped up, or I DNF'd them. Alright, number 7. Reaching the Dust of the Fan. A book that tried way too hard to relay a certain message. Okay, so some people are going to crucify me for this, but what the fuck ever. I picked Wizard's First Rule by Terry Goodkind. Like the whole, I would assume the whole series, because I doubt his writing style has changed. Now, let me say, I don't dislike the book. I dislike the author, and I'm one of those people that has a hard time making that disconnect between the artist and their work. If I don't like you as a person, I don't want to read what you wrote. I don't want to hear what you sang. I don't want to watch what you produced. I don't, because even if your information and your characters and whatever and your music is not problematic, you are as a person, and I don't want to devote my time and energy to a person that I don't care for. This person is a tool. He's a tool. I'm sorry. And so I found that out before I read any of his work, so there was no attachment to it. So like I have them all before I realized it was that Terry, because there's like 4 Terrys and I get them all confused. But I realized it was that Terry, and I was like, oh, but I have all this stuff already. And I got them secondhand, so he didn't make any money off me technically, but I still have all this stuff, and that kind of rubs me some kind of way. But anyway, all that being said, still, I haven't even finished this one yet. I read it as part of a group, and I didn't finish it. I enjoyed it, but he's very heavy-handed with his tropes and his lessons and his points he tries to make. Like, he's very just like, did you get it yet? No? What about that time? Did you get it now? Oh, okay. I got it. Like, the trope it wasn't a subtle thing anyway, but he is very, very heavy-handed with that shit. Very heavy-handed. Good God. Just like, we got it. And then number 8. The tiring yet satisfying finish of Spring Cleaning. A book or series that was tiring yet satisfying to get through. And for this, I picked the Red Rising series. Now, this series is just fucked up thing after fucked up thing after fucked up thing after fucked up thing. Like, somebody's always getting jacked up in this series. But the series is so good. And even though I've done this readathon, more people than I anticipated are disliking the book, which kind of hurts my spirit, but it's okay. It is a dark story, and there were some things in the beginning that I just didn't care for. The characters and certain ways certain things happen, but I think that it depends on, like, if you read it and stop and read it and stop, or if you read it slow, or if you don't just pop through it, because that thing quickly gets overshadowed by other stuff. But if you kind of take your time in that area and just sit on it, it makes you not want to finish, as it ended up making a lot of people in the group chat on Goodreads not want to finish, I think. So that's the thing. It's a very dark series, and because it's so action-packed and things are constantly happening, like, it drains you. You feel like crap, but also it's thoroughly enjoyable to me anyway. So it's just like watching Game of Thrones and all your favorite characters get kicked off, and you just like emotionally wrung out after you binge the series, and you're just like, what the fuck just happened? This series is very much that. So it was a satisfying read, but like, I trying to get through it, I was like, bitch, brace yourself. Like, every time I had to pick up another book, it's like, brace yourself. Just get ready. You already know what's gonna happen. Just that was a thing. Book made me drink a lot. I drink a lot anyway. I probably shouldn't say that on the internet. Whatever. So yes, then number 9 is looking forward to next spring. Tag 4 people you want to do this tag. If any of you guys have done this tag, first of all, I apologize, because I have not been watching booktube for like the past month, because you can't see it from the rest of this. These 2 shelves are the only ones that are like kind of sort of okay, but you can see where I got shit stacked here and here, and I've been packing. So there's shit. My house is a fucking mess. I've been packing. I have a month to pack up and move to another state. I've been doing overtime because somebody got paid for that, and I'm just like wiped the fuck out. So I have not been watching BookTube because it's hard enough to even get the film right now. So if any of you have done this, I apologize. So again, I tag Amanda, the Not Librarian. I tagged Nicole from Who Picked This Book. I tagged Ashley, don't have a degree in reading. And I tagged Steph. Steph's Rom Book Talk. That was 4, right? And of course, if you would like to do this tag, just do it. And that's what I do. I see it, I do it anyway, because I do what I want. Anywho, that's all I got for this tag, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you. Is it Friday? I have not posted all week. Jesus Christ. I'll see y'all later. Bye.